In this lecture, let's learn what are read-only properties and how we can create read-only properties in TypeScript. The read-only properties are those properties whose value is initialized only once and it cannot be changed later. And read-only members of a class can be accessed outside the class, but its value cannot be changed from outside the class. And since the value of a read-only property cannot be changed from outside the class, they need to be initialized at declaration. That means when we are creating the property, at that time only they should be initialized, or they should be initialized inside the class constructor. Let's try to understand all these points with an example. Inside this employee class, let's create a property called employee ID, which is going to be of type number. Now, we can initialize this employee ID property here itself. For example, let's say the employee ID property will be always 101 for all employees. Okay, but this property should not be modified outside of this employee class. So for example, here let me go ahead and let me try to access emp ID property. If I save the changes, you can see the employee ID is logged, but it is also possible to change the employee ID. So here I can say employee dot empid equals 201. Now if I save the changes, you'll see that the employee ID has changed to 201. But the employee ID should not be changed. It should be read only. Outside of the employee class, one should be able to read the value of employee ID, but he should not be able to change the value of employee ID. For that, we can make this employee ID as read only. For that, we can use this read only key. Okay, so this read only keyword, it will make this emp ID read only. Someone can read the value of employee ID, but it cannot be changed from outside this employee ID class. But it cannot be changed from outside this employee class. So if we scroll down at this line, now you will notice that we have an error because now this emp ID is a read only property, so we cannot change it. Okay. Now, when we are initializing this emp ID during declaration itself, at that time, each object which we will create from this employee class, all those objects, all those employees will have the same employee ID 101. So we don't want to initialize it here. What we want is, we want to initialize this employee ID when an object will be created using this employee class. So at that time, we want to initialize it. And after that, it should not be changed. So for that, we can initialize this employee ID inside the constructor of this class. So here we can say this dot emp ID equals whatever value we will receive, let's say for the ID parameter. So here I'm also going to add an ID parameter, which is going to be of type number. So we'll say this dot emp ID equals ID. And now when we are creating the employee object, at that time we also need to pass the value for ID parameter. So let's say ID is 101. Okay, let's save the changes. And now you can see the employee ID is 101. Here at this line, we are logging the employee ID and it is 101. If I try to change the value of employee ID by accessing it on the employee object, let's say to 200, it will not work because this emp ID, it is a read-only property. Okay, and what we can also do is, again, we can use shorthand property initializer notation. So here I can remove this line. Okay, I can also remove this emp ID property from here, and I can create an emp ID parameter. Okay, and here I will use the public access modifier because this emp ID parameter should be a public property. So this shorthand notation, what it will do is it will create a property called emp ID behind the scenes for the employee class, and that property will be a public property. Now we also want this property to be a read-only property. So for that, before this, we can also use this read-only keyword. Okay, so now this emp ID property, which will be created behind the scenes, it will be a public property as well as it will be a read-only property. So to make a property read-only, we can use this read-only keyword. In that case, that property will be initialized only once Either when we are declaring the property, at that time we can initialize it, or we can initialize it inside the class constructor. But it will be initialized only once. After that, its value cannot be changed. Now, some of you might think that this read-only property is very similar to const keyword, but that is not true. We can use read-only keyword with class properties, but we use const keyword for creating a variable. We cannot create a property using const keyword. So, for example, I can create a variable using const keyword, let's say str, and we'll assign it with some constant value, let's say hello. So here we are creating a constant variable using this const keyword. But can I use read only in front of it? You see, we have an error. So read only keyword, we can use it with properties, but not with variables. In the same way, we can use const keyword with variables, but not with properties. I cannot use const keyword inside a class to create a property. Okay, you see, when I'm trying to use the const keyword, we have an error. It says a class member cannot have a const keyword. So this is the difference between read only and const keyword. Also, when we use const keyword to create a variable, we initialize it immediately in the same line. But with read only, we can create a property, but it can be initialized later. The read only property can be initialized when we are instantiating its class. Okay. All right. So this is all from this lecture. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.